I don't ever slow up, so I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. Wanna play tough, wanna hate this, or don't show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Garage but driven.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So what are we up to today? Well, I got a special one because this one, especially for those who are OGs who knew my original Black Beauty, aka Evil Killer. Well, sadly that car was written off, not by me. I stupidly sold it, and then either the person I sold it to or the person that bought it, maybe he sold it to someone, I don't know, but someone wrote it off. Ended up in the records, which sucks. You'd see your car in the junkyard, really sucks, especially one that you put so much love into. But on the positive, I was able to get a part from the car. By the time I seen it, unfortunately, all the good stuff was taken from it. I had tons of things that I had changed on that car. I really wish I could have got my front bumper. I had just the dopest freaking front bumper on there. It was freaking awesome. And it was one-off EVO 10 custom. Anyways, let me show you what I do have.
A few moments later.
So guys, as you can see, I have the cluster that I had in my other original Black Beauty CJ, which I'm super excited about because this is an updated one. I actually changed the stock one that was in there and put this one in, which is full color, which is just, it just looks cosmetically so much better. It's just more modern, more sleek looking, so I really love it. And yeah, I've got the whole ensemble. So that was one thing I was able to get from the actual car, which makes this part super special, and it kind of makes it like the heart of the whole build, because this is kind of, you know, in memory of the original car, and it kind of keeps, you know, keeps it alive. It's really cool. So in order to do this build, there's some things that we're going to have to do in order to change it out. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as it should be, because in theory you think you should just be able to take a couple of screws, pull the cluster out, and you're done. But not in the CJ. Let me show you. So in this car, we're going to have to remove the glove compartment. And once we take the glove compartment out, then we'll be able to access a screw that will allow me to take out this piece of trim here. Once you take out this piece of trim, it gives you access to be able to take off this front facade here. Once you take off that, then you need to take off this other trim over here. And then finally, you'll be able to pop off this part here, the cluster like outer casing. And then you'll be able to access the screws to unscrew that and pull it out. So yeah, bit of a process, but I just like the other one so much better than just the basic orange one. I just really, really do. So I'm gonna change it. So let's get to it. All right, so first thing we're doing, we're pulling out the glove compartment. So before we start, can we take a moment to appreciate just how clean I was able to get the seat in the car and everything. It is so different. If you haven't watched that detailing video yet, make sure you check it out. Also guys, very important, always make sure that you disconnect your battery before messing with anything electric in the car. So all you got to do is just pull off the ground. Just take the ground, which is the black cable for you guys who don't know, and just disconnect that, and then you'll be good to go. All right guys, so as you can see, we've got the glove compartment out, and I took the opportunity to give it a nice clean and everything as well, which you should always take advantage of these things when you take them out. Just give them a nice clean and stuff. All right, I also cleaned in here. As you can see, back there is the cabin filter. I definitely need to change that. I know it's going to be absolutely disgusting, but I don't have one right now, so I'm not going to put myself through the torture. of looking at it right now, but I did clean all around there as well. That had a bunch of gunk. So yeah, clean as you go. All right, so now we can take this trim off here on the side, this plastic piece, and then we can take off that and finally get onto the other side and get to the cluster. So guys, the whole reason you need to take that off is to get to, and take the glove compartment out. You got to take the glove compartment out to get to the screw, to unscrew that, to get to this screw, to unscrew this. That's crazy. But it's not that difficult, really easy. And yeah, so don't be intimidated by any of this. It is quite easy to do. Just takes a little bit of time. Other thing that a lot of people don't know is back behind your glove compartment in Lancers, you've got a bunch of other fuses that I bet you didn't know exist. So sometimes something may go wrong and you need to access your fuses, and you're wondering why you can't find a certain fuse, because some of them are actually hidden back here. Just in case anyone was wondering, the other place where the fuses are in a Lancer is under your engine bay. I said under your engine bay, I meant in your engine bay. If it was under, well, yeah, that wouldn't be fun, but it's right there. All right, guys, so once you unscrew that screw over there for that trim piece, it just pulls out. It's like snaps out of place with these clips. So you just gently pull it out, and then you're gonna get to a point where you want to remove that part so that you can get over here to remove the cluster casing. So from memory, I think I do have to remove these two screws here underneath, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe I don't. I might not have to remove that. I can't remember if I had to remove that or not. I might not have to, but I have a funny feeling that I have to. So I'll tell you in a second. All right, guys, so I was right. You have to remove those screws. There's like 3 screws to get that hazard button whole thing there off. And then once you've done that, you can pull out your whole stereo system, which clips out. So yeah, so now that we got all that, we can go over to the passenger side over there, and we can take that little trim off in the corner. Then we can finally take the cluster casing off and unscrew the cluster and remove it. All right, guys, so over here on this side, on the right side of the steering wheel, so you're going to want to just take a flathead and pull this part down, and then that'll give you access to that little piece here of trim, that little small piece there, and it just clips out again. Just pull it out gently. Then you can finally pull off your odometer, your cluster, you know, the outer casing, which is that there. And you just, once that clips off, that just pulls out gently. Then take off the back part there, that's for the info button. Just unplug that, and now, as you can see, we have access to the screws there to take the cluster out. Once you pull the cluster out, once you take those screws off, pull this out gently. There's going to be a connector in the back of the speedometer. Oh, and there's a screw up there as well. Just one right back in there. And then there's a connector in the back, and you have to unclamp that. And then you're Gucci. And while you have it out, it's a good time again, do some cleaning. As you can see, there's some dirt even in the vents and stuff. Good opportunity to just give everything a nice wipe down. And yeah, we can put the new one in, baby. So as you guys can see, we got the old one out. So as I told you guys, there's the 3 screws, 2 on the bottom, 1 at the top. And then you have to just unplug that, and you are Gucci. So now we have the entire dash taken off. Well, not the entire dash, but you know, this part, the central part of the dash. All right, guys, so now we can go and get the other one, the new one, and put it in. And then the steps to put it in is the same as taking out, except back to front, or front to back. Back to front. So that's it. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. I've also, somewhere in all of my stuff here, I also have the original cluster that was in Black Rain as well. I still have that, the actual original one. So it's crazy. I've got the original one and I got the one that I upgraded to. And that's pretty cool. We always have a part of Black Rain here. I mean Black Beauty, sorry. I mean we have Black Rain, that's my WRX, but I meant Black Beauty. You guys know. Alright guys, I'm a little bit annoyed. I didn't realize this until now, that they actually snapped off the bracket on the new one. So basically, when I first got this was perfect. It was out of a brand new 2017, which for you guys who don't know, the last year they made these Lancers was 2017. And the one that I got all the parts out of, I redid the whole interior in my other Lancer. Oh, it had black trim and everything, so all the black roof lining, black pillars, everything. I changed everything over, and I changed the cluster, and it only had like, 3,000 kilometers on it when I got it, so it was like brand new, man. Anyways, I took it out properly, and so the wreckers that whoever took it out at the wreckers snapped off that piece there. So it's supposed to have that tab there, see? So that you can screw it in there, and it's snapped off. Not happy. Also, they must have attempted to take this off the cluster without taking all this stuff out, and thought they could do it without having to remove all this stuff or something, and they tried to take this piece off here. As you can see, the casing there also has scratches and stuff where they've obviously taken a screwdriver and was trying to pry it out or something. So not happy about all that, but the two screws that I do have should still hold that in fine. But yeah, it's supposed to look like that. Anyways, I gave it a good wipe down. We're going to screw it in and we'll test it. Hopefully it still works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be annoyed because, again, this was out of a brand new car and everything was perfect. So let's see. Fingers crossed it's all good.
Later.
Alright guys, so the car is put back together. I did everything, as I said, from back to front, and everything is looking juicy. I connected the battery, and so far so good. I can see it's getting power. The door sensor is working. You can see the trip thing. You can see how many Ks. That's interesting. So from the time when I sold the car to the person who bought it, or persons who had it after I had it, they only put on around, looks like about maybe 5,000 Ks. Because I think when I sold it, it was at 67,000 on here. So they only drove it for about 5,000 Ks before it got written off, it seems. Huh. Anyways, so far so good. So now for the moment of truth, boys and girls. Will everything function as it should? Info button, the RPM gauge, the odometer, the lighting, everything else. Hopefully it still works, because as I said, when I had it, it was basically brand new and everything worked perfectly. So let's check it out. All right guys, moment of truth. Found the key. Make sure this is in neutral first. That's probably a good idea. And here we go. All right, we can see indicators working. Oops, that's wipers. Get them back to front sometimes because my European cars, it's on the opposite side. All right, so we can see all the warning lights and everything there, which is good. And let's start it up. All right, so we can see the RPM gauge is working. We can see all the warning lights and everything is working. And you can just see this is just such a cleaner looking freaking more modern dash than the orange being full color. I love the colors and stuff. Let's check the settings on the button. All right, so I had to clear the warning message there real quick. As you can see, info button is working perfectly. 60 kilometers till empty. So settings menu, everything is working, guys, perfectly. So I am super happy about that, even though the clip was busted and there was damage over here, which you can now see it really clearly. Like, look at that, where they've just taken a screwdriver, to try to take this off. Freaking rookie mistake. Jeez, come on. Anyways, guys, it's working. Yay, and we need fuel. Well, it's pretty exciting having that in the car now. I feel even more connected to, you know, Cinderella now that it has a piece of black beauty in here. I'm really excited about that. And it's just all part of the process of just creating that vibe, that feeling, that energy that I had when I first got the other one and the build. I enjoyed it so much, and I just love these cars. Like, there's just something about these Lancers, man, that is just really dope, man, and a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to continue to build with you guys. So yeah, guys, make sure you guys lock and loaded, man. Get the subscribers, the notification. I mean, I haven't eaten anything all day. The notifications and the subscribe button. Just get it all locked in. And yeah, guys, get ready for some fun and an awesome build.